Hello everybody, it's Siobhan here, the galloping housewife on my daily yard commute. It's not quite daily, didn't go out yesterday. It was just the weather, just simply, it's been really good. It's been quite good, so reasonably dry and not so windy for a while, and I've had a couple of days in a row actually out working the horses, which seems absurd to be so excited about, but it's true. But yesterday just came in with sideways rain again in the afternoon. Because I'd had 2 or 3 days out in a row, I decided to stay at home, and actually it was quite funny because it'd been quite intense days for Mitch. He's getting him back into work, young horse who's been off with his eye, and apparently he was absolutely exhausted yesterday. Spent most of the time in his box, either laying down or standing with his nose in the corner fast asleep. So I think his little brain is taking quite a battering over the last couple of days, so it was probably good for him to have some time off. And he was really good the last time I went out there. Still think I will put him on the lunge again today, just for a few minutes. But he was a lot better on the lunge, and so got on him pretty quickly, and then did I'm still only doing sort of 10, maybe 15 minutes ridden on him, just to get him back into the swing of things before I start working him too hard. I'm also a little bit conscious of the fact that he needs to get out of the arena too, and needs to go somewhere different, because he's pretty much only been worked in the arena for quite a while now. And Percy was mad, but fine. And today is absolutely spectacular. The temperature, we're in double digits. So 10 degrees Celsius. I'm not going to do the translation for you Americans. You're going to have to figure that one out for yourselves, because you're the ones that decide to go in measurements and units that make absolutely no sense whatsoever, so I'm not going to try and translate them. So it's 10 degrees here and sunny and just a light breeze and looking magic. So I've been at home this morning and done a bit of work, so now it's the horse actually got shod this morning too, so it's about, I'll be out there by about 2 o'clock, and we'll have quite a bit of time to get them done. My thought for today was actually something I actually saw it a little while ago, but there was an advert on Facebook, and someone was looking for a trainer for the young horse, so someone to bring their young horse on, and they were looking, it was a horse with a bit of talent, so they were looking for a pro, and I didn't read the advert in depth enough to know whether they were looking for someone that was going to take the horse on for long-term schooling, or whether they were actually looking for someone to take the horse on for to sell, and I kind of got the impression that it was to sell on, but they had this ad, and it was quite nice, and the horse was nice, and yada yada yada. They said they don't want to, and then they finished the ad off by saying you don't want to be paying anything ridiculous like £250, and so that's per week, for those of you that are in countries where things like livery and stuff are always quoted in months. Here in the UK they're done in per week. and so £250, it's about 500 New Zealand dollars, it's about 300, a little bit more American dollars a week. And you know, I'm going to be quite frank with you here. Like £250 barely covers costs, and it's and I know that a lot of people will do that, will provide schooling and stuff for 200 for that or less, and it's just, I mean, when I'm sitting up here in the back blocks of Scotland, and I am paying about £100 a week for livery. That includes hay, but I provide my own hard feed and everything. So it's and you know, the horses are turned in, mucked out, turned out, rugs changed, that sort of thing. And I honestly think that is cheap. And the place, doesn't have an indoor arena. It has a small outdoor, and you know, I go hacking up the roads and stuff from there, but it's not like there is great fantastic off-road hacking, or even it's not really for a green horse to hack from there. There's quite a bit of heavy traffic and things around, and and I was paying down in Wiltshire, and I was getting it for mates rates. So I was paying for similar down in Wiltshire, but with more bigger, fancier outdoor arena and an outdoor jumping paddock. I was, paying about 140 a week, and so the difference between that and a professional schooling your horse is, what the price that this person put on it as a professional schooling your horse was like £100 a week. And I'm going, okay, £100 a week, so therefore if you are expecting hard feed for a start out of that, so that's another sort of £35-40 a week, so that's now we're down to £60, and £60 a week. You expect a professional that their time, so they're going to be schooling it, sitting on it, schooling it, for £12 a time. So basically £12 an hour is what you think that their time is worth. Their expertise, their ability, the amount that they're going to be improving your horse by is worth £12 a week. I mean, fuck off. It's just not okay. It's not okay, and I know that people do it. And I know that, actually the reason most people do it is because it's cash flow. So even though you don't make money out of them, it allows a certain amount of money to be coming through the business at any one time, in between the things that actually do make you money, like coaching and clinics and sales. But to send a horse away, to have especially if you've got a talented horse that you're wanting to go places, and to put a caveat on it that that it's only worth, that you don't think the professional's time is worth any money. It's offensive. It is quite frankly offensive. And there's other things that you get all the time, and I get in my retail business, people expecting us to sponsor bits and pieces, and it's like, yeah, and what do we get in return? And it's like, we've got a business, we work hard in that business, we do a lot of marketing, we do a lot of interactions and education, and relationship building, and not to mention all the boring ass logistical things and what our actual just routine time is worth. And you want me to give you something for free, and it's sure, happy to sponsor, but don't come floating in there and expect us to do it for nothing, for no return whatsoever. And when we're making great money, then sure, we're quite happy to to pay it forward, but when you're just a normal business, it's like there's not shitloads of money floating around. And if there was, then I'd be driving the Oakley, quite frankly, and having the nice horse that would need sponsoring to go to, nationals or whatever it was. I don't have those things, so that might be a reasonable indication about how much money's floating around. And also the and also with the Galloping Housewife, really interestingly, and it's some people are offended by the fact that I am wanting to make money out of the Galloping Housewife, that I'm putting on courses that people can pay to be involved in. For a start, no one's telling anyone that they have to, so that's like the people that want to pay me money to to figure out how I've turned my life around, how I've gotten out of huge amounts of debt. I'm not driving the Oakley yet, but we're doing reasonably well, thank you very much. But also the successes with my riding, and training a husband and trying to fit it all in, and all those sorts of things. I've got and not to mention the skinny bitch code, which is absolutely brilliant, and I've put a lot of work and time and effort into that, and into presenting it in a way that is just so accessible to our demographic. So people get offended by the fact that I am offering these courses, or they will ask me to provide promotions for them, and I get that people see that you've got a big reach, and if there is something that is really properly charitable, that that the exposure that I could provide could help with, and that's one thing. Definitely look at that. But but people asking me to promote the courses that they're doing, or the book that they've written, or whatever else it is, I will only do those things if it's something that has served me and that I really truly believe will serve my audience, and in which case I'm not going to require asking for it. And I really, there's just a little bit of if you want to advertise using my space, and I'm not going to allow it. I mean, that's not what my space is about. My space is about inspiring and assisting you guys to live your best lives. It's not to provide a platform for anyone or anything else. I just don't want to cloud it like that. But if you're asking people to advertise or to promote you, you either need to be doing some work for it, or you need to be paying for it. It's like, and if you are providing those sorts of services, not just promotions, but if you're providing any sort of service, a training service, a grooming service, whatever it might be, then it's like, it's you deserve to be paid for it. It's like, you are serving people, so therefore you deserve to be paid for it. I mean, I'm not saying you can't ever do anything for free, but don't ever think that you are a bad person or you are wrong for wanting to be rewarded for your effort, for your ability, for your time, for your knowledge. You know, God knows you've earned it. You have earned it. And it's like, you know, it's like the ones that photographers are a good one. People go, oh, you know, it only takes you a few minutes to take some photographs. It's like, yeah, but they're taking those photographs. For a start, they're taking those photographs on a, you know, 10,000, 20,000 pound machine. But the other thing is that they've spent years honing their craft. They have, you know, they have tried and failed and learned and experienced and, you know, and they've studied and they've gone to courses, you know, and they've taken shot after shot after shot to figure out how to frame it, what looks best, what works best in what light, you know, how to use their cameras properly. I mean, it's not just the 15 minutes that they might take, you know, be taking photos of you. There is decades that goes into it, and it's the same with the bloody professional that's sitting on your fucking horse. For a start, £12 an hour is offensive for a good professional, full stop. But for a second thing, the only reason they're a good professional is the decades that they've put into this. So pay them. You can't do it. You need their service. Pay them. Pay them. Right, my rant for the day is over. I think that I'm probably quite sick of that one. And I am going to go now. Look forward to riding today, and hopefully I will be back in front of the camera tomorrow for you.